Hello and welcome to Planet Nola. I am your host, Mary Jacobs. This is the podcast where I speak to people in the greater New Orleans area that are doing cool things or I just think are cool or fun to talk to. Today I'm super excited because I have my friend Megan Braden-Perry with me. Megan is a local author. She's published. You are published in many a magazine and newspaper, but you also have a book about snowballs. And I also just call you the Socialite. Now I'm going to call you the 7th Ward Socialite now that I know you live in the 7th Ward, because Megan is very active in, I don't know, you're social and you talk about being social, which I love. I wish everyone was more active about talking about what's going on in their lives because I just want to know. I want to know everyone's business, And you're funny, so it helps to read about your life and just be super entertained by it. You know what I mean? So how do you self-identify? You identify as a writer, as a mom?
What do I self-identify as? I guess a writer and a mom.
Yeah.
Because I'm a journalist, yes, but I think I'm more into the magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Than hardcore in the moment news. I don't want to do that ever again.
I went and stalked your website, and you write a lot of I don't call them opinion pieces. It's like
op-eds. I think
op-eds.
Yeah.
Right. Of course you would know.
Op-eds. And, what do you call it? Why am I forgetting? Narrative essays.
I love that
personal
stuff.
narrative, stuff like that.
I love that stuff because that's basically what's in my journal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I love reading those kinds of things from other people, especially other smart people that I agree with.
Right.
Right. The last thing that you wrote that I read was about cutting people off.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that. I struggle with cutting people off. I mean, I think everyone does, right? Because we all have people-pleasy abilities. Do you feel like you cut people off a lot?
You know what? I think the thing is that for me, it's easy for me to, once you are dead, you stay dead. I'm not going to revive you because every time I revive somebody,
what's your sign?
I am a Taurus.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Yes. Both the producer and the PA of Planet Nola are Tauruses.
Yay. You better be nice to them so that way they stick around and they don't kill you, because we will.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, we're really good at murder. I think it's the horns.
Yeah, you're just once you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead. So I think that's the thing. It's but we're stubborn, right? Mm-hmm. So it's getting around to killing the person. It's do I, you start to think, and then you start to, at least me, I start to think, I'm okay, they did that for me, I did that for them, I start thinking about all the
You're
things.
born and raised here too,
yes.
right? Yeah, so am I. And what I think I struggle with is we've known people our entire lives. There are people I have known since I was 6.
Yeah. That
I still know today, that I still have friendships with. And the idea of cutting those people off feels like such a betrayal, because when someone's been with you for so long, there's so many people like that though.
Right.
Because we don't leave, we're still here.
Yeah. And then there are people
small.
too.
Yeah.
So it's God, I cut you off. Now do I have to cut off your mom? Do I have to cut off
That's
your
so
baby's
real.
father? And have I cut people off for you previously? Because now do I go back and I'm hey,
I don't talk to them
up?
anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe you're cool, maybe they were wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to go back and be look, I am so sorry. Ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, ex-husband, exes, and go back and be I am sorry. That person was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that's real. That's accountability, though. That's how it works. You make mistakes. And, also, I think that, some friends are right for you at some parts of your life, and then they're not anymore. And then sometimes stuff can get better. Especially in New Orleans, I feel like we get a lot of our friends when we all hit our 20s. You learn who, can't hold their liquor at a really young age. And, then some people become sober. There's, a lot of that in our city.
That's true, too. There is a lot of that.
Where would you say your friends have come from, most of your life?
Oh, gosh. That's a really, really good question. Let me see. My best friend, Alan, he is from down the street. We went to McDonald 39 together.
Cute.
And so I thought about him because I was on Music Street, and the side of his house is on music. His parents' house is on music. So 2nd grade, I guess. I mean, I have friends from middle school and high school that I talk to.
Do you have any transplant friends?
Oh, you're good.
I cut to it.
Just
Some of my best friends are transplants. They're in this room right now. So
no, some of my best friends are transplants too.
I always say that before I shit talk transplants.
Some of my best friends are transplants too, and I think it's just a different type. You know what I'm saying? Because there's the type where they're the ones who go in these Facebook groups. It happened to me recently.
Oh yeah, the Facebook group drama.
Yeah, and you're in this Facebook group. You're not even from here. You're new to the Facebook group. What are you doing? Just chill.
Yeah.
And let people let people kind of guide you and coach you, But people, they come, so many people, not everybody, obviously. So many people they come and they want to change everything. And it's like, that's just not how you do it. Like, I get it,
It's a parent group you're talking about, right?
Oh, no, that would be nice. It's this group about renting.
Oh, but Charlie was just talking about this.
Yeah.
Charlie was just talking about this Facebook group. Not on camera, but we were talking about it a little bit.
I don't want to be nice. But it's a group about people who rent. And
there's so much stuff like that. But I thought I saw you post something about one of the local schools, parents groups.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I'm writing about that for Parents Magazine.
You are? Yes. That's what's up.
Very excited. But yeah, girl, yeah.
Have you ever listened to the podcast Nice White Parents?
No, but it sounds good.
Oh my God, it's about these white parents at this was once majorly black school, like, and the school got integrated somehow. I don't quite understand, but girl, I can't remember. But there was like some sort of policy, basically.
Yeah. Oh, busing or something.
Something. It was recently. It's like in New York. I don't know. I might be. Just go listen to the podcast.
Okay,
you would like it.
I'm here for it.
It's basically following the group of the nice white parents trying to like gentrify the school.
Oh God,
you would love it. You would love it.
I would love it because I think about when I was at McDonald's, when I was there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you and I, you're from this neighborhood too. Where'd you go to elementary school? I don't remember.
I went to Hines. Well, I went to Jean Gordon.
Oh, I'm jealous of you.
Which Jean Gordon had that cool slide.
Yeah,
that cool slide that like had the ring.
Yeah, things. That's why I'm jealous. And you didn't have to wear uniforms.
No uniforms.
I'm done.
No uniforms. Over. Hold on. I went. If you're not watching on YouTube, Megan just walked away. Yeah, I went to Hines. Jean Gordon, no uniforms. And they had a really cool slide that was like rollers, and it was huge. And kids broke limbs on that thing all the time. And they kept it. Until Katrina, that slide was there. Man. And it was a dangerous slide. And then I went to Hines, which also was no uniforms.
Fudgesicles.
I know. It's the kind of stuff you cared about as a kid.
Right.
Going into high school, I was so mad I had to wear a uniform.
Girl.
So mad because I went to Catholic school. So I went public and then I went to Catholic for high school. Yeah. And I was like, that was one of the biggest bones I had was that I had to wear this skirt and the socks and the shoes.
Yeah.
I hated it. But eventually I started loving it because I didn't have to think about it.
Exactly.
Which is what they say. That's what they say.
Do your thing, a little bit. You get to like, okay, I'm going to wear a cool bow in high school. Maybe not a bow. Well, but a cool ring.
Dude, they outlawed so many things at my school. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Franklin for 2 years. I hope y'all can still hear me.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, we'll get it.
I went to Franklin for 2 years, and then to be honest, I miss black people. So I went to McDonald's 35
Franklin
for 2
was
years.
not very black when you were there?
No. It was black enough, but it was like, it was like you were automatically cool because you were black, and it was just a weird vibe.
Weird.
It was just
so strange.
Weird. Yeah, because I went to Lusher before, and Lusher, of course, was like super white, but it wasn't like a lot of money, Not everybody was rich. It was a lot of people from Hines. Yeah. Not anymore. Jesus have mercy. So it was just like a lot of people from Hines who were cool, who I'm still friends with, like today. Like Jessie White, and she's a really good person. She's she lives nearby.
Okay.
And she is Jewish, and she has this pop-up situation called Love You a Latke. I thought it was Latke.
Oh, that's cute.
Latke. I didn't know.
I don't know.
I didn't know.
I thought it was Latka.
Yeah, I thought it was Latka too. But she's like, oh, Latkes, and I'm like, okay, well, she's a Jewish one. My Jewish people are dead.
Yeah, I don't know any Jewish. Well, I do now, family. But growing up, I didn't know any Jewish people. Yeah. I knew a lot of Catholics.
Yeah,
a lot of Catholics, and I knew a lot of Baptists because I went to Gentilly Baptist.
Oh, really?
For preschool, yeah. And when I was really young, I really wanted to go to church there.
Yeah.
Because my family only went to Catholic church, and I was like, but I want to go to Baptist church because my preschool was Baptist, and I spent my summers there too up until I was like 8 or 9.
Oh God!
So and so I convinced my family to go to a Sunday service at Gentilly Baptist once.
Maybe say once.
That one time.
And my mom was like, hours,
yes,
y'all.
Exactly. So we went to the one thing at Gentilly Baptist, and my mom was like, you want to go back? And I was like, no, I think I'm good. I was like probably 7, I just didn't understand why we didn't go to that church.
Right.
Because I went to school there, so I was like, why are we going here?
Exactly. You probably had kids
fast.
who were talking like, oh, today at the revival, it's Bible study.
I just remember it was so long, and I was like, oh, I already don't like church because it's long. And Baptist church is much longer than Catholic church.
Yeah.
So I learned fast.
Yeah.
Did you go to church growing up?
Oh, yes. I'm Seventh World Creole. I went to St. Leo. We used to, dibble back and forth between different ones. St. Leo, Epiphany, Corpus Christi. Those are 3 we went to.
Have you ever read the book The Joy of Yat Catholicism?
I have wanted to.
Yeah, I'm rereading it right now. You can borrow my copy after if you want. Yeah, it's good. It's just like a bunch of name dropping, but it's fun to see how the city laid out the churches and like who were the people that were going to that church and why. Like someone just following all the history of all of the New Orleans churches is kind of like, I feel like you're kind of nerdy in that way too.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting.
It is. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's the second time I'm reading it. I read it when it first came out and now I'm rereading it because I feel like for this podcast I have to be more like knowledgeable.
Oh yeah. You know what book I want to read too? But there are a lot of books I want to read. Jesus have mercy. Same. I just updated my Goodreads. I'm so excited.
I'm afraid to update my Goodreads.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to be so disappointed in myself.
Well, just what I want to read.
Okay,
not with what I have read.
Yeah.
But there. What's the one? Is your mama Catholic? And can you make a roux?
Oh,
I want to read that. And what's the other one? Good Children and Good Children Desire Piety. Piety, just the one about the street names and how the street names came to be.
I did not know that one. I want to hear that one. I want to read that one.
I do too.
That's the kind of stuff I love. I love digging into neighborhood history too, and the like neighborhood geography. One of my favorite things about New Orleans history is the Smoky Mary.
Oh, tell me more. I mean, I know of the beer.
Yeah. So the beer is named
the
beer and the float. So the float is a train.
Yeah.
Because the Smoky Mary was a train. And it ran from the French Quarter to the lake. So down Elysian.
What?
Yes. There was a train called the Smoky Mary. I started working on a play that I started writing in 2016 about the Smoky Mary. It was fiction, but I never finished that show. But it's one of the things I want to do before I,
Yeah.
Because it's such a cool, it was just like a transport train. It brought things from the river to the lake. But it also got people from the quarter to the lake for stuff like going to the beach, illegal boxing matches.
Ooh.
They had a prison car on the Smoky Mary. So at night, like it would go out once because it's a huge train. So it would go out once and it would stay. And at the end of the night, it would come back to the French Quarter for people who were partying. They can come back. Well, the cops would throw people in the prison car if they were acting up by the lake.
What?
And then they would have to stay in the prison car all night and then they would go down to the lockup in the quarter, like on the Smoky Mary. And I was writing a story about the prison car.
Man.
I want someone to write it. If someone hears this and is like, I could write that, you should, because it'd be a fun
just
story.
Tag her.
Yeah, just tag me. Be like, idea stolen from Mary Jacobs. Yeah. But yeah, I love learning about those little things that I'm like, oh, I was never alive for that. So how would I know unless I read about it,
You know what's really cool?
What?
If you go on General Pershing, it used to be called Berlin Street. Mm-hmm. And so if you're on... Holy moly. If you're on, what is that street? Louisiana. Louisiana. If you're on Louisiana and you go toward near Magazine Street, like Louisiana Magazine, wherever you get to General Pershing, I'm trying to see the map in my mind.
Right. Uptown.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't go uptown very much.
Listen.
It's so far. What the heck?
Unless you work or send your kids up there is no reason.
Yeah.
No reason. Or if you're a Tulane kid or a Loyola kid.
Yeah, if you have a reason to be there.
It's so hard to get out of. They do that on purpose too.
They do.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. It's such a pain. And I worked up there for years and I live in Gentilly, so it's like getting all the way there.
Yeah, and it's just everything is crazy.
It's bad.
But if you go on General Pershing, I forget General Pershing and what, but there is the tile on the floor says Berlin.
It still says the old street name.
I
love that. There's a marker on Elysian Fields from the Smoky Mary, a cement marker, and it's by the Melbas in the neutral ground. It's like it's a kind of small, you wouldn't even notice it, but that was from the original line.
What?
Yes. That's the only thing left, yeah.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that so nerdy?
That's cool. Oh, I have another nerdy thing.
Oh, tell me.
It's my favorite nerdy story.
Okay,
I heard it years ago on PBS. I love Peggy Scott LaBorde. I love her.
Oh, Peggy Scott LaBorde, yes.
I love Stepping Out.
Yes.
I love that show. Anyway, I need to get on there one day because my editor told me he would get me on there. I just want to I just want to hum the music. That's it. Just let me hum the music.
Listen, I have a great idea. Get me on the show.
Yeah.
I'll hum the music and I'll leave. That's it. That's all I need to do.
Right. Exactly. You don't have to worry about what I'm going to say. Just stepping out. That's my goal. But fun fact, think about the name LaBranch. Think about the last name.
LaBranch. Isn't there a library LaBranch?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, keep going.
But there's a ladder library. But think about the
Maybe
last
I'm
name
thinking
branch.
library branch.
Oh yeah, there is like
I don't know.
A branch of a library.
I'm just my brain's not working, girl. We're having mimosas. If you're not watching the YouTube, we're having mimosas. It's almost time for a little top off of these things.
But girl, there's so the last name LeBranch. Think about it. Do you think it's French?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, you would think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's
not
German.
German.
Yes,
German.
it's German. Let me tell you why.
La Blanche. I can't do a German accent.
Well, you're about to hear mine and my German.
Okay,
one.
let's hear it.
Okay, so when the people were coming in from Germany, and when New Orleans is under French rule, this dude, like the census dude or whatever he's called, the guy who's like, "Hello, everybody, welcome to our country." You know, like that guy. He saw the German people.
The Ellis Island guy?
Yeah, the Ellis Island guy in New Orleans. Like the Ellis Island of New Orleans guy was like, "Hello, everybody. Welcome to the country. What is your name? You know, what's your name?
Is this your French? Is this your French accent?
Oui." And so he was like, what is your name?
Champagne, fromage, baguette.
You picking it up. Your French is good. So you went to Catholic school. That's
Thank
how
you.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cajun French, you know. So
So.
décoté, I know that word. It means I'm showing too much cleavage.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you one thing after too. But so the people, they were German, and their last name was Zweig, which means branch. It means twig. Zweig, ZWIE, because Eeg, IE, ZWIE.
Girl, I'm not gonna spell check you.
Okay. I'm very. One time when I wrote something about the Wienermobile, somebody was like, "Oh, ha ha ha!" She wrote Weinermobile. They weren't trying to be mean, but I was like, "How could I miss this?"
I never will spell wiener incorrectly again.
Exactly. So, and my grandpa, he was a Meine. Well, his grandfather was from Germany, and so their last name was Meine, MEI. And I beat myself up because I was like, "How did I mess that up?"
Oh, come on!
I'm a Meine.
Yeah, forget that. Who cares? Who cares?
But so the dude was like, "Here, what is your name?" And so the German guy was like, "Zweig."
Zweig.
Yeah, exactly. And so they go, "What is your name?" Zweig. And so then the German guy, and German guy is like, "Shit," you know, points at a twig. And so the guy is like, La Branche.
La Branche.
Yeah. So the La Branches are really Zweigs.
Oh my God.
Fun fact.
Yeah, I've never heard the last name Zweig in my life.
Exactly.
But La Branche.
You're La Branche, you've heard.
I feel like I know La Branches. That's really funny.
I grew up with La Branches.
Mm-hmm. But the La Branches I know were black.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ain't that something? Mm-hmm. Ain't that something? All right, let's hop back in. All right, we were talking about, so you grew up in the 7th Ward. Yeah. And you still live in the 7th Ward.
Yeah, 7 Ward.
I grew up in Gentilly.
When I die, I'll be 7 Ward dead.
That's how. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's me in Gentilly. I feel you. Why do you love the 7th Ward so much?
I mean, I like my neighborhood because, well, one, it's really changing. That's kind of interesting. That's not why I like it. I like it despite that. But I like it because I'm so close to everything.
Yeah.
Like I am near St. Bernard and Broad, near the Blue Store, if that's ringing any bells for anybody. And I'm near everything. I'm near the bus. I can hear everything. I can go walk to my favorite bar, which is Jockey's.
Jockey.
Yeah, you know.
I do love Jockey. I'm surprised I've never seen you there.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's the closest bar to me because Gentilly doesn't have bars.
That's true. Not no more.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I couldn't wait to get older to go to the Checkmate and to
know.
Stars. And I used to hang out at the pool hall.
Well, now all we have is the
a
daiquiri
kid.
shop.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's so...
The daiquiri shop is not a vibe.
Yeah, it's fried food.
It's not a vibe. But it's just not good. It's like, maybe if it were like more like a bar, but it didn't really...
Yeah.
It doesn't, no offense to the people that own that daiquiri shop, but it's just not the vibe.
It's a great place for what it is.
Yeah,
for
grab
daiquiris.
a daiquiri.
Yeah, grab and go.
Leave, yeah. So, and Gentilly is blocks everyone that tries to put liquor here.
Yeah.
Every single person. Like, they can't even get a breakfast place with a mimosa. I know, I think that's kind of silly. Like, it's 2022. Like, I understand not wanting, like, a rowdy bar scene, but we should encourage restaurants that have liquor here. Also, like, we don't have that many good restaurants because people can't have liquor licenses.
Yeah.
Like, you know how much more money restaurants make when they can have a liquor license?
Yeah, because, baby, that flip is a nice, quick flip.
Exactly. And, like,
know?
why would that's one of my least favorite things about living in Gentilly is that I feel like they really block that kind of change, which we could really use. Like, a good restaurant. We have some, I'm sure you know, we've got, like, Sassafras and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know.
I want something good.
Yeah, and different.
You know?
Like, not just fried New Orleans Cajun seafood or whatever. Like, God bless them. But, like, my whole life. Like,
right.
And we had a pizza place for a while.
Oh, R.I.P. I heard Homegrown closed.
Yeah, and so did our sushi place.
Oh, good time. And girl, my favorite sushi place was what was it called? Yummy Sushi, which is on Paris. And I think they closed. That's what it feels
that's the other closest sushi place.
Because I could be wrong.
All right, we'll gotta double check.
Don't quote me.
Yummy's gonna come for us.
Exactly.
They're like, we're open.
Exactly. Like, but baby, I called and you didn't answer.
Yeah, they never answered.
Because I called and it was like it was something that made me think.
Forever. Maybe. I can never get them on the phone, to be honest.
All right, maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll just walk in because I love that place.
So you love the Seventh Ward because it's centralized. I agree. That's kind of how I feel about Gentilly. I think it's easy to get everywhere.
Same thing. You can get everywhere.
Except Uptown.
Yeah, exactly. But who wants to go there?
Yeah, exactly.
I can go to the east. I can go to Chalmette. I can go to Sidedale. Yeah. I can go downtown. We can go to Mid-City. We can go anywhere.
It's fast. It's like a 10-minute drive.
The French Quarter.
Oh,
anywhere.
I love how close I am to the French Quarter. That's definitely one of my favorite things.
And it's an easy bus ride. Just Elysian Fields. Bloop.
You're right there.
Yeah.
You're right there. So you know what I want to talk about?
Yeah.
You know what? I love hearing about what it's like dating in New Orleans. I know that you are a single woman, or you're a dating woman. You date. Yeah.
Girl, barely.
And I just love how vocal you are about talking about how trashy these dudes are.
The worst.
And I'm really lucky to I started dating my partner when I was in my mid-20s, and I was like, all right, I'm done. So I got to mess around when I was a dumb young 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, you're the one. I feel like I'm very lucky in that way because I have a lot of friends that are, now single and trying to date in this city or even in the state, it's brutal out there. Please tell me about it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. And I think people aren't honest, and that's what makes it kind of hard,
Yeah.
So I've tried it all. I've tried Hinge. I like Hinge the best, I think. But I don't like any of it, because I just want somebody to meet me at Trader Joe's, and be like, hey, girl.
Oh, you're the woman of my dreams.
Exactly. Like, I like the chocolate truffles, too. Have you ever had them with, blah, 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 fancy wine? No, I haven't, Daddy.
So what you want is a meet cute from a movie.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I want. Or something like that. Or, hey, man, I'm a happily married man. I can't have you, but my best friend can.
Yeah.
What about this? I don't know why this sounds
Why does that guy sound like that, Megan? Why are you trying to get set up by an 80-year-old?
I don't know.
Yeah, you're getting set up by a fragile man on his deathbed.
like his dying wish is to get his grandson.
My last wish is to find you a mate, my lady.
Exactly. I mean, hey, if it works. Maybe I should start hanging out at the nursing home. They probably have good grandkids.
Listen, my thing is I think you just need to date a woman. You're like, these men don't even try to plan dates. And I'm like, yeah, you can date a woman.
What am I do with a woman?
But the attention to detail that a woman will put into a date.
True.
Like, it's real. Like, and also they just are honest and men aren't.
That's true.
Men are not honest. Like what you just said was like, I just feel like people aren't truthful. The thing is like, I just feel a lot of times people enter the dating pool and they don't actually know what they want.
Right.
And especially men, because they're emotionally immature.
Girl,
they think they know, or they lie. They just actively don't know, and they lie that they do.
Right. Actively. And that's the I don't like feeling played. Like, you're from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. I read this thing, like a little hee online. That said, like, the last thing New Orleans people want to do is feel played. You can do anything but have us feel played. Because when we feel played, it's like, now I got to kill you. I got to kill your mama. I got to kill now I'm mad.
Yeah.
Just be honest with me. You can tell me, hey, girl, I just want to do nasty things with you from 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. And, on Wednesday, and you got to wear this. Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks.
Sounds good.
Now I know. But don't be like, girl, I feel like a chemistry with you. Wow.
And then they don't text you back?
Yeah, go to hell. Or they'll be like, oh, that was my second baby mama. I only knew about one child. Oh, I have a child, 7 months old. God.
It's just they're withholding. They're like, I'm not going to mention this until it's actually necessary. It's like, maybe you should have told me this in the beginning.
Exactly. Let me not waste my time.
So what are you looking for? You're looking for a partner?
What am I looking for? I don't know. You know what?
Oh, well, hold on. You don't know. You got to figure that out first.
Well, I mean, I do know.
Okay, so don't lie. Tell me what you want.
Right. I do know.
So say it. Be honest. Because if you don't say...
I like when you get rough with me, girl.
I know. But if you don't say the real thing, like you do know. Like I know people say, oh, I don't know. But you do know.
You're right.
And I think the more that you empower yourself to say what it is that you really want, with conviction, the more likely it's going to find you.
Okay. All right. You know what?
We don't hang out a lot, but this is how I talk to all my friends.
Here for it. No, I'm here for it. I love it and I like it.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, because you do know. I know you know.
I do know. I don't need anybody in my space all the time. You know, you can have your life, have your home, whatever.
Yeah.
I would just like somebody consistent to, you know, listen to I have tickets to this thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to this thing? And maybe we can poke each other.
You're looking for your plus one and your little side, little dirty.
Exactly. A plus one. That's and then if more cool things happen, that's
You're looking
great.
for a relationship.
Yeah, I might be.
Yeah.
I might be.
It sounds like you are.
I might be.
No, might. You gotta take the might out. I'm telling you. This is
blocking
blocking your
for a relationship.
Yeah, it's blocking your chakras when you do the maybe
You're
sort of. Because you know what you want, and I hardly know you, and I know what you're looking for.
You're right.
I also think that like we don't want to always say it because sometimes we're like, oh, I don't know if I should say this. Like, it makes you vulnerable. Yeah, it makes you vulnerable. But what it does is it opens you up for people that are looking for what you're actually looking for, not what you're playing cool on.
You're right. I'm not cool. I'm gonna stand in it. Okay.
I am not cool.
I'm looking for a pal.
Yeah.
Who I can kissy face with.
You're looking for a partner. You're looking to date somebody who's seriously looking to build a relationship.
You're right. That's true. And
you're done with casual dating.
Yeah, and like I just don't like being lied to because there was. I mean, New Orleans is small. He's probably watching this. Maybe I don't know.
No, who cares?
Who cares? But like this one guy I was talking to, who I thought was. I mean, I wasn't trying to be with him necessarily, but he was a really great. You know, like he was great at a great plus one. He was a good friend.
Yeah.
It was like okay, you know. You going to the bar? I am. You know, I'll meet you. You know, whatever.
Is that you, the high pitched voice?
That's me.
And that's him.
You know, you could just use your voice when you do your voice. I like that you do your own voice as this like cartoon high pitched voice, and every man is 80.
Yeah. Hey, girl. I'm trying to see you tonight.
I'm gonna put my good teeth in for you.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I love men with big teeth.
You have a big smile.
Yeah, I do. So, I mean, maybe I need me a denture daddy.
You might need a denture daddy.
I like girl.
Megan, I know this is hard to believe, but we have to take a break.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we'll be back in a second.
Okay.
This week's episode of Planet Nola is brought to you by Vitality Community Fitness, a group training facility located in Metairie, Louisiana. Vitality prioritizes their members with accessible workouts for anybody. Any gender, any size, any ability. I'm a little biased because I do co-own this business, and I gotta say we've got one of the best communities around, really great coaches, really good vibes. So if you're interested in trying out our gym, go to our website, vitalitycommunityfitness.com, click the contact form, and you get 3 free classes in a week. So come check us out. Hello and welcome back to Planet Nola. I'm Mary Jacobs. I'm here with my buddy Megan Braden-Perry. We've been talking about New Orleans, being single, being from here, having the same friends for our whole lives, street names, lots of nerdy fun facts.
Yeah.
Lots of, I feel like we go in on New Orleans nerdy stuff in a very similar way.
We do.
Yeah. Very niche. Picking up on something I'm very bored by, but like I feel like you're more into like the restaurant scene than me. You love a good restaurant.
Yes.
Where do you like to go?
Oh my God. So my favorite is Free Thai.
Whoa, where's that?
So it used to be in the St. Roch Market.
Oh, I know for Thai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl,
They have a lot of vegan stuff.
They do. Girl, for a while I don't remember what year this was. I decided to just try going vegan for Lent, and that's when I joined your group or whatever. And and they had so much stuff.
It's good.
They have so much vegan stuff.
So where are they at now?
So now they're on Basin Street. It used to be, it was a lot of things. It used to be Chef D's Cafe. I think most recently, Kermit Ruffins. He had a spot there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. So you go there a lot. Where else do you like to go?
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
The drinks, the
They're
food, the service, the decor. It's like you go in and you feel like you're on a vacation in Haiti.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
nice.
good.
I recently went to King Table for the first time.
Oh, I've been wanting to go there.
I had never been. I feel like it's a trendy spot, and I tend to go to those very late. like the more hip joints.
Me too, because I don't do lines.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to be able to walk up,
Right.
be like, y'all got space, and then sit. And luckily, the day that I did do that, they did. Yeah. And the drinks were really good. But that area, similarly, I walked in and I was like, oh, you guys have really curated this to feel like I've stepped out of New Orleans.
Yes. That's what I like. Because like you and I were saying earlier, like I just, as much as I love deep fried food covered in more fat.
Yeah.
I just don't want it all the time. And also, I can make that at home.
And also, I've been eating that same exact fried shrimp since I was born. You know what I mean? And it's delicious, but it's like sometimes you want something different.
Yeah, exactly.
And it took New Orleans a really long time to get like a lot of other kinds of foods.
You know, that's one thing. I mean, I will say, much love to the transplants.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I think about it. Charlie, the guy who owns Free Thai, he's from Massachusetts, Boston, I think, to be specific. He's from Boston. I mean, his people are from Haiti, but he's from Boston.
Yeah.
Came here, you know. What's another place I love? I can't think of anything right now, but I love places.
I feel like you're right though. I think there's like a trend where there's like, I don't know, we finally have a diversity of food that I didn't really have growing up. And a lot of that is people moving here from other places and bringing it with them.
And then people who like actually went to school. Like we have so many people who were like kitchen beauticians and I make suppers and that's great. That's all wonderful. I wish them all the best. But also, like, I love that Munch Factory. The chef, Jordan Ruiz, he, I mean, I know, like, technically in Spanish, Ruiz, but he's Creole, so Ruiz. You know. So, Jordan, like, Chef Jordan, he went to the Culinary Institute of America. And I think he went to the location in Florida. And so, he's not only, like, a great New Orleans Creole chef. I know his mama,
Yeah.
You know, like, they're like family.
He's trained.
Yeah, he's trained. Like, let me fix my face. Like, at Dookie Chase now that, the younger Duke, he is
not trained.
No, he's trained.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's trained.
What are you trying to say? I
my
can't
face
read
is
it.
Red. He's
I
very
can't.
handsome.
Oh, he's hot.
Oh,
he's hot. I thought you were shit talking. No, you were just like.
not at all. Not at all.
Is he single?
No, he's very married to a girl who's kind of like my cousin.
Okay, well, that doesn't work out.
So I wish him well.
I wish him well.
Our respect.
Yeah.
But that whole family is fine.
Yeah, are
the
they?
women too.
Well, I feel like
they are fine.
I couldn't place any of them in my face. I mean, my head. Their faces in my head. There's a hot family.
The whole.
Don't you ever look at families like that and you're like,
what? Right.
Do you guys have personalities, or are you just hot?
They are hot and talented.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
All of them. The men, the women.
I mean, good for them.
The old ones, the young ones.
The elderly, like the decrepit. They're still
all
hot.
Beautiful. And I never understood this.
We all know how you feel about elderly men, so you probably slide right up in Grandpa's DMs.
Girl, listen. But you know, again, like my face is red. I'm so ashamed. But like he went to culinary school. He went to the Cordon Bleu. I think he went to France. Isn't
that something France. Like, okay, listen, I know this whole podcast is because I think New Orleans is the best city in the world, but it's also because I'm correct and it's true. Like, it's true. It really honestly is. But this is a real thing. We have a culture of people, like, think of our musicians. Yeah. Our musicians are the most talented musicians. Like, our restaurateurs are the best restaurateurs. Like, we have some really talented fucking people that we do that gravitate to our city and they bring their talented selves here.
They do.
And yeah, it is the best.
You know,
it's the best.
One of my favorite musical artists right now. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard his music, but he's from Brooklyn. He moved here. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time I ever heard his music was at like it was basically a bunch of transplants at this party. But it was so cool.
What was it?
It must have been 2016, 2017. A party near the Falstaff building at some place, and there was like clouds. They made these clouds. It was music, and Anna Wise was there, and she's the one. And I mean, she's done a lot of other things too. I'm not very smart. I don't know these things, but she was on Kendrick Lamar's "Good Kid, Mad City" album. These Walls, and so she's just talented
and she's
beautiful.
Local.
No, she's not from here at all. She just came. And Cliff Hines, so talented. Sasha Masakowski, so talented.
Yeah,
so goddamn talented.
Yeah,
shit. And so they were all there. And anyway, this one artist, Cavalier, he's a rapper. He's not just a rapper, he's an MC. All that to say, again, somebody who's not from here, who's so
immensely talented. Who's like, I'm coming here.
Yes, and his music is amazing. And he works with, what is the Amani Omari, I forget. Amani Omari, something like that. A producer.
Yeah. Big name.
Yes.
Isn't that wild? People
so
flock
talented.
here. This is gonna sound so name droppy, and I'm not gonna do it. But on Friday, I'm not really gonna do it. On Friday, I wound up getting like drinks with a very famous local person, who I found insufferable. But he's not from here. He came here from another place. And even in his case, even though I'm like, I did not like this person, I cannot deny that this person is talented, like very talented, extremely talented. And I'm like, you've come here. You are so talented. You're from somewhere else. And now you're here bringing all your talent here. And that's when I'm like, not so mad about transplants.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, transplants just take. They want all the culture, and then they bring their bad attitudes. But obviously, I know that's
and they're
not
shitty dogs,
and they're bad dogs.
But you know, right? Some of them are so cool. Like, oh my god, oh
yeah, I'm appreciative when they're like, let me bring this gift, and they're like, oh, and they see that this is a place that they can make more art in. I'm like, yes, bring your art here, bring your art here, bring your talent to the city.
we have cheap rent for you.
We have delicious food, horrible infrastructure.
Oh, the worst.
Hurricanes.
Oh, you might die.
Your insurance will not pay for your damages, but you can make really good art here.
You know how they say, if it's got a note, let it float. I want to try that one day, but I need to also probably pay my insurance.
Girl, you gotta pay your insurance. This is not a city you let it slip in.
Girl, let me tell you.
What?
Don't let the feds come get me. But girl, so long story short,
you're just about to confess a tax fraud. You're like, well, the truth is,
not yet. That's later. That's the next time you invite me. But girl, no. So my license plate got stolen, but I don't have insurance. And so I went to the people and I was like, I'm just gonna get my license plate. And so I showed them like the old car that I have in case I get pulled over, you know, something like that. And they was like, there's a flag. I don't understand. I was like, me either, girl. It's wild. And so I just ride around with no insurance, no license plate.
You ain't got nothing.
I ain't got nothing.
Well, we have a cop shortage too, so.
Yeah. Exactly.
Girl, I say it all the time. Wait, I was literally just saying this the other day. I can't remember what I was talking about, but basically, yeah, it's like my brake tag is from 2017.
My dog.
I have not gotten a brake tag since 2017.
You a real one.
And the one that I got in 2017 was from some guy on the street who was selling brake tags. So I haven't bought a legal brake tag in over 5 years. Like, because there's such a dumb money racket. Like,
it is.
I don't understand why I have to have it.
Right.
My car runs. You see it's going down the street.
You see this bitch. You see it going.
My turn signals work.
You see it.
Yeah. So listen, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I have insurance just so I can get a new car because my car is such crap that I'm like, well, maybe eventually something bad will happen and I'll get a new one, you know? Oh, my God. I drive a 2007 PT Cruiser convertible. Oh. It's in the shop. You didn't even see it. It's in the shop right now. Wait, listen. So my dad's a mechanic. My dad's a big car guy, and so is my brother. But this specific thing, they either didn't want to deal with it or they couldn't deal with it. So my dad did a trade with this other mechanic, and this other mechanic is fixing my car all the way out in Kenner. I roll up to that place and like, you know, I got a mask on. These people don't have masks on. It's fine. But I'm like, you only have to interact with people for like 5 minutes, if that. And then you just go back to being alone in this mechanic shop. I remember having that thought. Well, then the other day, my mom goes, you know, you heard about your car, right? And I was like, no, because it's been there for like 2 weeks. It's been there for a while. She goes, you heard about your car, right? I was like, Mom, no one told me anything about my car. She was like, well, they got COVID. She was like, so they're shut down. Because it's only like this one guy and his friend. You know, it's the sketchiest endeavor ever. So my car is just indefinitely in Kenner at a shop.
Wow.
I'm like, damn. And those people were not healthy and strapping. I was like, old man. God bless him. Sorry, Bubby, but you old. Like, you probably should have been wearing a mask. Like,
right. The main one.
So we'll see if I ever see my car again.
Okay, I pray you do.
Yeah. Maybe he'll give me a brake tag.
Maybe.
You know what's messed up is I actually bought another one off the same guy that I bought the first one from, and I just never put it on. Because you got to scrape it off.
Oh, got it.
You know,
so
you got to scrape that thing off there and then put it on. I didn't want to scrape it.
Girl, yeah.
The sound of scraping.
Oh, yeah.
So I just never put it on. Just drive around with no brake tag.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
Also, if a cop is going to pull me over about a brake tag, I'm like, here it is. Here's my counterfeit brake tag.
Right.
But it's like,
you just don't look too hard.
Cop pulls me over. I say my brake tag's expired. I say, don't you have anything else you could be doing?
Right. That happened to me once. When I had my old car, when I was in West Franklin was a baby, like baby girl. So I was just annoyed with my husband. I probably should have realized that I wanted a divorce. I didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
But I was just annoyed, just postpartum, all these kind of things. And I was like, I'm going to drive to West Wego with the baby, and we're going to go to a farmer's market and get shrimp. I went to the wrong one.
Oh, no.
I thought I was going to go to the shrimp lot, and I got confused.
The shrimp lot.
Yeah.
I was just going down to the shrimp lot.
Exactly. Girl got confused. So I ended up going to the 4th Street thing in West Wego. Nobody was there. Fun fact. Nobody was there. But this guy pulled me over, and he's like, oh, you don't have a brake tag. And I was like, oh, what? And the baby's in the back in his little car seat, and he gave me a ticket. And I was just like, what the heck, man?
Can't a girl just get her shrimp?
Yeah, but fun fact.
Well, you were on the West Bank, so that was your own fault.
Exactly. And then I heard also from a lawyer friend that West Wego has the most arrests per capita of any county or parish or city or whatever in the U.S.
What?
The most, not arrests, I'm sorry, pullover situations.
It sounds like they have
arrests too.
They have the most boys that were bullied in high school.
Basically.
That then became cops.
Yeah.
That's what I hear when you tell me that. Because no one lives in West Wego. Yeah. There's like 400 people. Like, how many people are you arresting out of that population? Yeah. Just pull over anyone that comes into West Wego because they're so friggin' bored because they live in West Wego. Anyone that listens to this podcast that lives in West Wego is going to forever hate me, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's real. We love you. We're just really not fans of your delightful officers of the law.
So stupid. Especially with a baby crying. It's like, come on, dude.
Right,
if there was ever a time to take pity on me, it's when I didn't get my shrimp and I got a crying baby.
Exactly. I'm like, what the heck?
That sucks, man.
Oh, man. So for a while, I didn't go to West Wego, but I do love West Wego.
You know, I'm marrying a West Banker.
That's okay. I love the West Bank, actually.
Do you?
Some of the best food.
They
Girl,
do.
You want to talk food.
Listen, we both know that we shit on the West Bank, but we love the West Bank.
Exactly.
Like, it's just fun to bully them.
But and also it's not our fault because for years it was the toll.
Exactly.
It's not our fault.
Exactly. And the toll that went where?
Exactly.
Where'd the toll go? Remember all that money that just disappeared from the years and years of paying the toll? And then they can't account for like millions. Do you remember this? Millions of dollars are missing.
Oh, speaking of missing dollars.
Yes.
Have you ever gone? I'm sure you have.
Where?
I feel like you're the person. To the Louisiana Unclaimed Property website.
No. Oh, yeah. Where they're like, we owe you this much money?
Yes, it's my favorite.
One time I was owed $12.
Girl.
I got my $12. You better believe I got my $12.
Let me tell you, I have a weird, when I'm busy, when I'm working.
You look your friends up?
Yeah, when I should be working. If you have an odd last name, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
So not odd, that came
but
off
like
wrong.
They're only
a unique.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like my friend, Jessie Whitekin. I looked her up. She had money. A lot of money.
You were like, bitch, you got a lot of money.
Her husband, Joe Gelini, their friend, Andrew Yanofsky, I think I'm saying it right. He's my neighbor across the street. Fun fact, I used to joke about his house because I was like, that house so ugly. It's a transplant. It's ugly. Who's going to move in that ugly house? It's terrible. And then Jessie saw, she was like, oh my God. She was like, Joe's bandmate, Andrew's living there. He's a nice little Jewish boy. And so then he was like, hey, it's me, your neighbor. So we're friends.
And you're like, you live in an ugly ass house.
Right. And he was like, well, actually, I like the paint.
Oh, no.
So he's amazing. But another example of like people who are not from here who were so talented.
Yeah, you're like, please come here.
Yeah, and his girlfriend is very talented. He's talented as hell. And they are up for a Grammy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
for what?
He's in Chawa, I think is how you say the band name.
Sure, that sounds like a name.
Like the Chief Monk. Oh my
Boudreaux?
God. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Fun fact.
But they live in an ugly ass house, so
to me, but
questionable.
they love it. But
good for them.
And they've made it look really good.
Good for them.
They made it look really good.
I have that same thing though, where I'll be driving around and I'll be like, what did they do to that?
Girl,
I am so bored by these white houses. Are you bored by them?
And I'm bored by the black house. Not racial, but like the color black. The black houses.
You've been seeing black houses?
I've been seeing black houses.
Oh, in Gentilly, it's just all these white houses.
I've seen those too.
It's so boring. Everything inside them is white.
Yeah.
It's like,
girl,
gray
it's like
floors.
White, gray floors.
Oh
the marble.
Hideous.
The stainless steel.
It's hideous. It reminds me of when after Katrina, everybody put that dark brown granite and brown cabinets in everyone's houses.
Yes.
I'm like, this is the same thing. You guys are repeating it. Yes. Like, why are we all making these houses hideous on the inside?
I don't know. A lot of it be the same guy who was doing it. In fact, one developer. Yes. Yeah. One of my homegirls. Lo siento. she almost moved into the house, the one that I used to call the ugly house.
Yeah.
I love you, Andrew and Katie. I love you both.
Sorry, your house is ugly.
Yeah, I thought you've made it very beautiful, and I love you.
They're okay with it. They'll be all right.
Yeah, that's true. They know it.
Yeah, it's a joke. They can't catch our vibe by this point. If they've listened to this point,
yeah, they know.
They get it.
But so I want to say it was the same developer guy did their house and did my friend's house.
Yeah,
and so it was the same thing. It's like is it alcove? Is that the word I'm looking for? Alcove ceilings? Is that the word
like
I'm
when it's
looking for?
recessed?
Yes. They have that. They've got like the little, marble situation. Gray
everywhere. White walls and gray floors and gray cabinets and counters.
Because, girl, they want to do Airbnb. That's the point. They're like, oh, maybe you'll do Airbnb. We assume you'll do Airbnb because who want to live here? Me,
yeah,
bitch.
Literally anyone. I would love to own a house in my city. I would genuinely love it. It would be great if one day I could afford to own a house here, Right. So exhausting. I really wish the Airbnb shit would just die
Me
already.
too.
I'm exhausted. It's like, of course there's a way to do it where it's sustainable, but that will never happen in capitalism. It's always going to be exploited. There's always going to be people that are renting like 8 houses and putting them all on Airbnb.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, our city is not going to regulate it, even though they say they will. And it's just going to always be terrible. And it's like, it's all or nothing, unfortunately.
Exactly.
I really think it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, in my brain, I'm like, okay, if you live there and it's like a back house, fine. But in my opinion is they can't regulate it. They haven't been able to regulate it yet. So I'm just like, get rid of it. I'm sick of it. I mean, how many houses would be freed up on the housing market?
So many.
Our already pulled tight housing market. There would be so much relief given if we got rid of it.
It would be. And girl, let me tell you, the only Airbnb I ever loved, let me tell you.
In New Orleans?
In New Orleans. Now, this is juicy. I was at the dentist, so I need to go back to Corona, not Katrina. Oh, God. Do you do that, too?
No.
Okay.
But I do love that you did that.
Yeah, all the time. I'm like, girl, because of Corona. I never can say it. But, girl, I went to my dentist one day, my orthodontist, whatever. And there was this man. Oh, he was fine. He was very fine. Fine little black man. And he was there. He was getting his goals removed.
He's like, I'm going to melt him down.
Basically. So he got his goals removed, getting real teeth.
Okay.
Again. Fine. And he was like, you know what I do? He was like, I make a lot of money because I do Airbnb. And I was like, okay. And but so me, I'm like, all right, but you black though.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay, brother. But let me tell you what he does.
What?
So he rents an apartment downtown, like the condos. He has a condo downtown.
Yeah.
He bought a condo downtown, like in the old Krause, like that type of not in there or any feds.
Yeah.
But in that type of place, like the old
Yeah,
Krause,
something like
whatever.
that.
You can buy a condo. Yeah. He bought that, and so he just rents it out.
Yeah.
And he rents out for like $200 a night or something like that. Because who the hell wouldn't want to be downtown with all these amenities?
That's exactly what it is.
And he makes that money and he flips it.
And so you stayed there?
I would know. I love him.
Oh, you love him. So you believe in him.
I believe him.
Well, he knows now.
Yeah, that's like the only
because
Airbnb.
Everyone in New Orleans will listen to this podcast.
Girl, shit.
Manifesting.
Yes,
I'm manifesting.
Yes, it will happen.
I mean, I hope so.
Be shy because you never know.
You never know.
We don't be on the shade room, girl.
The guest before you was like, oh, I was like, is there anything you don't want to talk about? And they were like, well, I mean, I'm pretty much open book. He's like, well, I guess unless you blow up one day. And I was like, I will blow up one day.
Exactly. And you will. And that you see me being shy. You see me being like, because I don't want them to one day run back and be like, Megan Braden-Perry.
She said this on the very popular podcast, Planet Nola.
Exactly. And they'll be like zooming into my face. Girl, that whole family fine. I would do, girl.
You didn't even drop a name though, so you're good.
You're right.
You're good. You could be like, it wasn't you. I have lots of friends at the dentist.
Okay, lots of friends at the dentist.
Yeah, it could have been any man I talked to at the dentist office.
Okay.
You know how many people go to my dentist? I love my dentist.
Who's your dentist?
Dr. Jemani, I think is her name.
Okay.
She has a holistic dentist practice uptown. She's a black woman from New Orleans. Yes, she just opened her practice.
What?
And I am obsessed with her. Like, I'm going to ask her to be on the podcast probably.
Yeah,
but if you ever look for a new dentist, you should check out my girl.
Dentistry.
Yes. Listen to what my dentist told me to do. She told me, because I clenched my jaw, she was like, okay. She gave me doctor's orders, and they were to start taking Epsom salt baths.
Yeah.
So now I take Epsom salt baths all the time. Wow. And I'm like, my dentist said I had to. I must, because my teeth. They need me to take baths. So I take baths all the time now. That's and I feel great. I sleep like a baby.
And you look great.
Oh my God, thank you so much. All because of my dentist.
Yeah. So it's,
She gave me a lot of other assignments. Like I have to tape my mouth at night. You ever heard about this? Mm-mm. It's called mouth taping.
Like
you tape it, yes.
Like you're in prison?
Yes, so you only breathe out of your nose. apparently it's incredible for your body.
Really?
Yes.
Tape my mouth.
It is very hard though, because when you sleep, your mouth just naturally wants to relax.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, but taping my mouth feels rude because it's like, okay, I get it. I talk a lot. Like you telling me to tape my mouth
because you gotta tape your mouth, Mary.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it. You want me to shut up? I get it. Fine. Like I haven't heard this a bunch in my life.
Triggered. Man, that's cool though.
All right, I feel like we haven't talked at all about your book, but I would like to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I want to plug you. I want to plug what you do,
thanks.
your passion project.
Thank you. Well, so I have a few things. So the thing that would bring me the most joy is for people to sign up for my newsletter.
Oh, cute.
So it's just meganbradenperry.com/newsletter, or you can just go to meganbradenperry.com. I made it all very easy for people.
Yeah.
And I pay like not hundreds, so like $40 a month to have this, a website, to
It's
make
great.
it.
It's great. You got a great website.
Yeah, I worked really hard on it.
I'll sign up for your newsletter. I love everything you write.
You did.
I love everything you write. So, I want to actually know what you write next.
So that brings me the most joy to follow me on Instagram, because also I'll share things there.
Mm-hmm.
Megan does Nola, but the book. I wrote a book about snowballs in 2016. I think it came out in 2017 technically. So I like it because it's at it's at Barnes and Noble and at Octavia Books, all these places. I think it's pretty cool. And
yeah, it is pretty cool. It is just completely very cool. You're right. You're right.
It's at the library, and it's at the Culinary Institute of America in their library.
Oh, that's so
I'm
cute.
like, what?
Wow, you're it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Snowballs are a culinary institution.
Thank you. So, but it's been so long. It's 50 different snowballs, 50 different flavors, and 50 different snowball stands, 50 different flavors. And the reason why I wrote it was because my mentor, who has passed, Dr. Michael Mazzell Nelson, he was amazing. One day he invited me to speak at his first class at UNO. He's like, "Why don't you write a book?" And he was like a goofy, silly, like not eccentric, maybe eccentric kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I gonna write about? And he was like, I don't know, write about what you like, because he wrote about po' boys. His Instagram
cute.
was a poor boyologist. Poor boy, because that was the original term,
right? Of course,
and
yeah.
So so my book is dedicated to him.
That's really cute. Was he a teacher of yours? Or?
No, he really liked my work. Because I used to write a lot about neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he emailed me when I was working at Nola.com at Times-Picayune. He emailed me and was like, hey, do you want to come to my class and talk?
You should write a book.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like, I think that there's a moment that should be recognized here where it's like there are people that we are inspired by in the world that when we get their blessing or their encouragement, it allows us to like unlock a part of our brain we didn't have access to. Like you probably always wanted to write a book. Like,
exactly. But I was like, who want to write?
Well, when someone that you respect believes in you and says you should write a book, you're like, oh, I should write a book.
Yeah.
I can write a book. Yeah. So shout out to him. I mean, obviously you're very talented. You did the thing. Yeah, you did the thing. But boy, oh boy.
Without him.
And I mean, the realistic thing is that we are now those people.
Yeah.
We are growing up and we are leaders, and there maybe not always, but there's going to be people that look up to us.
Oh, you know what? You know who I love?
Who?
The youth.
The youth.
Now I feel old. You know what, girl? All of a sudden on Twitter, somebody called me auntie, and I was like, me? I guess, yeah.
Oh, you always say Chile.
Oh yeah, child.
Oh, is that child? Is that child?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I know this is in Chile. It's child.
Child, yeah.
All right,
child.
thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. But you do spell it with an E at the end.
Yes.
But I get it now.
Like
I get
Chile.
it now. I wanted to ask about
Accurate.
it. Yeah, I wanted to ask about it. Okay, sorry. So talking about the youth.
Yeah, because if I were to write it correctly, CHIL', it'd be like, woo, chill. Like nobody would think, what's missing? A D.
I like that you have the E. I like that you have the E. Now that I know for sure.
Woo, child.
Yeah, okay, I love it.
But yeah, the youth who I love Sierra Chenier. Maybe I think she's great for your podcast.
Really? That's the last question I ask people, and we're almost at that time.
Oh, well then, perfect. So she's amazing.
Keep telling me about this.
No, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's a young black woman from New Orleans, from the East. I want to be specific. Sierra Chenier. She has a website, Noir and Nola, and so she's so brilliant. I love her. She has written a lot about Gordon Plaza and the relocation.
Oh, wow.
People there.
Yeah.
Just about New Orleans.
If you guys don't know about Gordon Plaza, it's a section of New Orleans East that was developed on top of a very toxic dumping site, basically like a landfill that was full of chemicals. And they have been trying to fully fund a relocation of that neighborhood forever, for like, I feel like 20 years now almost. Yeah. And there's been many offers. A lot of people have gotten relocated, but ultimately there's just a lot of people that cannot leave without that full funding, and that, like, it's just set up, of course, to keep poor people down 150%, or just like, you know, these people own their houses. They don't want to leave their houses for nothing. Like, it's like, I own this. This is my space. And so, wow. Anyway, Gordon Plaza, you guys should all, if you're in New Orleans, you should understand and know the history of Gordon Plaza. So this person has been writing about
amazing. Sierra Chenier.
Sierra.
She's brilliant. And then Jacques-Pierre Francois.
Oh, I want that person on here just so I can make fun of his name.
Right. He's so cool. He's like
Jacques-Pierre.
Right. He's black. And I mean, you know, he's not like a little French old white man. Yeah, he's black.
That boy's name is Jacques-Pierre Francois. Yeah,
well, I want to say his grandparents are from Haiti, maybe. And you know, them Haitians be having them names.
Okay, yeah, of course that makes sense. I mean, anybody can be anything. Yeah, of course. Like, anybody can name their kid.
But
whatever.
yeah. I mean, when you
hear Jacques-Pierre,
you think like mustache and like
striped shirt,
a beret, right?
A
baguette,
tiny espresso, baguette.
Exactly. So he's an artist. And he has his work in the Ogden. He's had his work in the Ogden.
Okay, all right.
And he writes the Ogden. This French script type situation. Oh, okay. He is amazing. Another young person who's so talented, so smart. This one is my cousin and my godbrother, but also he's very talented. He ain't no youngster. Willard Hill.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, he is a musician.
Okay.
He did all the music for Our Mother's Gardens, the Netflix special.
Okay, all right.
He did all the music for that. He did other music for Essence magazine. I lied. I'm telling tales. The New York Times had a thing, and it was about like black culture. I want to say it was New York Times about black culture, and so he did the music, and he's
talented.
So talented.
This your cousin, you said?
Yes, and his mama, God rest her soul, God rest Mama Manuela. She was amazing.
Yeah,
and she just beautiful, talented musician. And so when the other book I'm writing is my mom's memoir, I just need freaking time. I need money. Because now I'm just overwhelmed. Yeah, man.
Listen, the book that I want to write, I'm just like, I know I can write it. I know it will be great, but it's like, I need to be paid to write it. It's going to be literal labor that I don't have the free time to do.
Right, exactly.
Maybe one day when I'm retired, I can. But like, unfortunately, I have to grind. You know, we have a life to live, unfortunately. And it costs money. So it's like, until I can get paid to do the thing, I just need to do all the other things.
I need a sugar daddy with them dentures.
Right.
Because
you got to get your grandpa daddy.
I do. Girl, not years ago. Well, I'll tell you that after. But, I mean, I'm going to tell you now, but I'm just, but the book, yes, I want to finish it. It's just my mom's memoir. I need to finish it. I got accepted to this really cool, fellowship, not a retreat to do it. But the retreat, let's get through, had, it was a lot of work that we had to do, which is fine. It was great. It wasn't the time to do the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like time to do, you know, and you want to connect. It was cool. It's all going to work out fine. Of course, it's all predestined.
It will happen. Yeah.
But I just need, like, if I could just get $1,000 a month just for free, you know? Imagine.
Universal basic income.
Right.
I think everyone should get a universal basic income.
I would love that.
Especially if we're going to live in this friggin' constraints of capitalism and whatever. Well, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we're out of time. I know. It went by so fast.
Yeah, it did.
I love talking to you.
I love talking to you too.
Okay, this was so fun. Thank you so much for being on here. Do you have any closing thoughts?
No, but if people want to follow me and be my friend,
yes,
they can go to meganbraden-perry.com and follow me
for that newsletter.
Yes, exactly. And then visit me at Megan Does Nola on Instagram.
All right,
Twitter too, I guess.
Twitter too. She tweets. Don't let her fool you.
Tweeting or whatever.
She be tweeting. Thank you so much for listening to Planet Nola. I am Mary Jacobs. This is Megan Braden-Perry. Like she said, go follow her. Sign up for her newsletter. Thank you so much for doing this, and y'all be in touch.